Guys, if you are like me, when I was in Nigeria, you will not want to. What is loan? What are they using it for? Hey, me loan, okay? I don't used to live above my means. Welcome to the channel, guys. If you are new here, thanks for tuning in, and if you're returning to Sports, you're amazing. Thanks for being here. So today we're gonna be talking about credit scores and how to increase your credit score, how to build your credit score, because here in Canada, as with other Western worlds, it is a credit environment. I mean, credit, what are they calling itself? But here you have to use credit to build credit, because you need your built up credit to get some things done. Let's do this, guys. Welcome back, guys. So I think I must have heard this a number of times before we came here. Canada is a credit score. What is that thing they used to say? It's a credit enabling, I mean credit environment, I mean something like that. I was like, what? Wait, if me I get there, I'm not going to use credit, because what am I going to use credit for? I don't used to live beyond my means. I don't used to pass my boundaries. I'll just spend my salary and I am okay. And I also against, like, I was anti-credit before I got here, but when we got here, our first visit to the bank, we got a credit card. Like credit card in Nigeria that I don't even understand it. Even as a banker then, at some point credit card can be confusing, because credit cards in Nigeria, I think, was just a means of, people think credit cards is just, let us spend this money that the bank have dashed us, and before you know it, credit card have, you know, accrued a lot of interest. And with the way people were using it and, you know, just messing credit cards up, I was like, credit card, they even gave me one. I remember that they gave me one at the bank when I was, you know, like, they were like, as a banker, I should have a credit card. Guys, I collected the card though, I did not activate it, because I say it's not me that I will not spend money, they will not be charging me interest. I did not activate it. But when we got here, our first visit to the bank, we had to get a credit card. It was like a normal thing. If you want to build your credit score, you need to get credit. And for newcomers, so this video is basically for newcomers, and maybe you're here already in Canada and you want to build your credit score. Maybe your credit score is messed up and you are like trying to look for ways to, you know, rearrange the credit score. I think these tips I'm going to be sharing today will help you rearrange your credit score, and as a newcomer, it will also help you build your credit score, because you need your credit score, you know, to be able to get some loans. You need your credit score, you know, to be at a good place for you to be able to get a mortgage when you are ready to get a mortgage. So if you see people in Canada saying they bought new houses, or they, you know, they moved into their own building, or they moved into their own house, know that they had a good credit score, because the houses here are not the ones that you can say, you know, in Nigeria you will use your money to build your house by yourself. Here it is the bank that finance. You don't even want to carry your money to go and buy a house. So credit score is important to, you know, get some things done. Auto loan, you want to get a car loan, you need your good credit score to get all those things done, and that is why credit score is very, very important. Except all you want to do is to collect your salary, you use your money to buy your groceries, you want to pay your rent, you don't want anybody trouble, you don't want to build house, you just want to live like you are okay. And of course you want to build, you don't want to have a house in international land where you are living. Jokes apart, credit scores are just so important to do a lot of things. And so I'll be sharing these tips that, you know, will help you to build your credit score, and, you know, maybe help you clear up your messed credit score. So like I said, for newcomers, the first thing you are going to be doing is to get a credit card. You need to get a credit card, because that's the first thing, like your basic way of getting credit. You need credit to build credit score. When I just came and they were explaining to me, I said, which kind of wahala? Credit to build credit, what is it? Why can't there be no credit? But you need credit to build your credit score. And the basic credit, like your first level of credit that I can think of, there is another one I'll be mentioning shortly, but your first basic credit is your credit card, and you get that like most times in our first week of being here. Most newcomers go to the bank in the first week of being here. When they offer you credit cards, do not reject it. Do not say, no, I want to live within my means. You need that credit card, my dear sister and brother, to build your credit score. Another mistake I wouldn't want you to make as a newcomer is when you get a credit card, because of your fear of, I don't want to owe money, even if I owe anybody money, let it not be Canada government, let it not be Canada bank. One mistake you shouldn't make is pay back your credit as you use them. What am I saying? Like, one thing you want to do to build your credit is to spend on your credit card. Like, you want to go grocery shopping, you want to buy this, you want to buy that. It's advisable to use your credit card, but don't get home immediately and transfer money from your checking account to your credit card. That's not how to build your credit score. If you are doing that, you are not building nada, you are not building anything, nothing is built. It's like the cycle, the system has not even recognized that you spent the money, you have already returned it. So as far as the bank is concerned, as far as credit card is concerned, you have not utilized your utilization. Yes, your utilization is 0, and if your utilization is 0, there is no credit score. So for every credit card, there is a cycle, and you should watch your cycle. You should pay up your credit card balances by maybe 3 days to the end of your cycle, just so, because give it a few days, 1 or 2 days for banking system to regularize and all that, so that it will not record as a late payment. You don't want to pay your credit card on the day it is due. You want to pay it 2 days or 3 days before it is due, and you don't want to pay the minimum balance. They will tell you minimum balance is maybe $10 or something. You don't want to pay the minimum balance, because whatever balance is left, for example, maybe you have spent out of your 4,000 credit card, you've spent say $400 or $700, for example. They will tell you your minimum payments. I think I've never seen any time that they say my minimum payment is more than $10, no matter how much I spend. Minimum payment is always $10. My dear sister and brother, please don't pay $10, because the balance on that credit card will accrue interest, and you don't want to pay. So what is the essence of the credit card? Because by the time you start paying interest, your credit score is not building, it's going down. So you want to pay off your balance, like pay off the balance on the credit card such that it goes back. Me, I like it, let it go back to that 4,000 that it was, let it go back to the main amount. And so you want to pay off like 3 days to the end of the cycle, not immediately, not as soon as you get home, or depending on when the day of the cycle is. But don't pay like I'm using it at the grocery store today, like right now I'm getting my pin. That's not how you build your credit score. Another thing that helps you build your credit score is your telecommunication, like using your phone, paying your phone bill. There's the way it works is just like you have a bill, like a plan that works, like that gives you voice, like ability to call and data per month, and then there's a fee for every month. So I think depending on because when I look at my credit score, there's one app I use. I'll put the name on the screen. When I look at my credit score using that app, it also pulls in my mobile usage, the payments I make on my mobile, for my telecommunications. It's also seeing it as a credit, and it's seeing that credit as the longest credit I have. I think we got a phone, a SIM first, because we didn't change our phones when we got it. Our phones that we were using from Nigeria was still good, so there was no need to change. So it's seeing that my telecommunications plan as the oldest credit I have. And that takes me to the next point. Do not close out your credit cards. For example, you got a credit card from this bank and you don't want to use it anymore. Maybe you got another credit with better options. I'm going to talk about that shortly. And you don't want to use that credit again. You can just pay off whatever it is you have taken out of that credit card and just leave it. Don't close it, don't cancel it, just leave it. Don't and keep your card safe so that somebody will not don't cancel your credits. The duration, how long you've had a credit for, is also a means by which you can build your credit score. Talking about different kinds of credit cards, I know there are some credit cards that give cash back. That's the type my bank gave me. As you spend on your credit card, there is cash back. You get some percentage back from what you have spent. And last year, what they did for me was they used because you could cash out that cash back once it's $25. Once whatever you have accrued, your cash back is up to $25. I could take it, I could redeem it into my checking account. But I didn't redeem it for throughout last year. I didn't redeem, and at the end of the year they used what I had accrued to pay off part of my credit card balance. So it was still like the money I've spent, I'm getting some of it back. So when you're also getting credit cards, look out for ones that have benefits, maybe points that you could use to purchase some things. There are some credit cards that gives you points to be able to travel, like you can use the points to buy tickets and all that. So look out for credit cards that have benefits, not just the credit card that you just be spending money and there's nothing. As long as there are some that will give you benefits, why not go for the ones that will give you benefits and leave the ones without benefits alone? Let them stay on their own. I want cards that give me benefits, and right now I'm using the one that gives me cash back on my spendings. Another thing to note about building your credit score is, as much as you want to spend, you want to put your spendings on your credit card, you also don't want to spend beyond 35% of the credits. Because if your utilization is more than 35%, it is seen as if you are in financial distress. Even if you pay back on the due date, there's still that, you know, that signal to the bank, to the credit bureau, that you are in financial distress. They don't, even though they have given you that 4,000, they do not give you the 4,000 so that at the end of every cycle you have spent $3,995. They don't want that, because it sends a wrong signal. Even though you pay back, there's still that signal that shows that you might be in financial distress, and that will not help your credit score. So you want to, maybe your spending shouldn't be more than 35% of the credit card. Like, don't go beyond 35%, even if you can do below. Like, just, you know, let your balance not be less than 65%. Like, let your, what you still have left in a credit card not be less than 65%. In other words, your spendings should not be more than 35% of the credit card. That's one way to build your credit score. You don't want to put, like, even though you have the money to pay back, but don't let your balance at the end of every month be close to the total of the credit card. When it comes to building your credit score, another thing you want to do is, if you are able to get another credit card, or apart from the one your bank is giving you, maybe another bank, or maybe, for example, Amazon. If you shop on Amazon, Amazon gives credit card, or or another bank, depending on, maybe they have other benefits that you think might also be, you know, good to you. The more credit, no, I'll not say the more credit card you have, like, I'll say the more you have in credit, even though you are not using it, the better your credit is. And this is how it works. So you have credit card for, say, your bank, and it's 4,000, and you have credit card for, say, another bank. I'll just use another bank, for example, Amazon. Are you like me that like to shop on Amazon? So Amazon also gives credit card. So let's just say you have a credit card 4,000 with your bank, and you have, say, like a 2,000 credit card with Amazon. That is 6,000, you know, in credit cards. That's the way your credit bureau sees that credit. They see it as 4,000 here, 2,000 here, so you have 6,000 in credits. And if you are not spending beyond 35% on both, it means that your utilization is 35% of $6,000. Or let's say you are even spending, you cannot spend 35% on Amazon now. Please don't do 35%. So let's assume that you are doing 35% on your bank's card, and you are doing 5% on your Amazon card. It is the average of that, like 35 plus 5. What's the average? So your utilization ends up to be even less than 35% of the 6,000, because you are not doing 35% on this 2,000. You are doing 35% on this. So the average, that when the average comes together for both cards, it ends up like you are not even utilizing up to 35% of your credit, which increases your credit score. Like, your utilization is good. That's the way they see it, that you are not utilizing too much. You are utilizing, but it's not too much. So it shows like your utilization is good. So to an extent, the more credit cards you have, I'm not encouraging that you should go and this is for people that are disciplined with their spending. It's not like you collect the credit card now and rack it up and spend everything and, you know, start paying interest. That's not what I'm teaching you here. And note that I'm not a financial advisor. This is just from my experience. I'm just sharing my experience. So this is like what I've said earlier, but don't use more than what you can pay back by the due date. Don't use more than what you can pay back. In other words, it's like you should not use more than what you have in your checking account. So you should not use more than what you can pay back. Don't use and say, well, this one is like this month I'll not be able to pay back everything, I'll move it to next month. If you do that, you are actually spoiling your credit score, which is not what we want to achieve in the first place. So when it also comes to credit score, there are some things called add its and soft its. Okay, so the add its happen on your credit score when you request for credit. For example, if you are going to be getting a new credit card from Amazon, there will be a add it on your credits. Like, and add it sometimes, depending on how often or how much they happen within, say, a quarter, it can reduce your credit score. So if you have too many inquiries, maybe in the same month that you're asking for a new credit from Amazon, in the same month you're asking like 3 auto loan dealers, you are telling them you want to buy cars, and they are checking your credit score. It's the same, yeah, it's the same month 3 auto dealers are checking. It's the same month you are thinking of, you know, changing your house, and the person that want to rent the house to you is also, you know, you don't want to put, even if you have all those things to do, you don't want to put all those things together. Say like you don't have like more than maybe 2 eats in a quarter. Like, try to, even if you have those things you want to request for, try to pace them out. Soft its are just when you yourself, you want to, you know, check your credit score. And the credit app I use, I can check my credit score as often as I want. In fact, sometimes they even send me notification to say you have not checked your credit score in a while. In my mind, I'll be like, nothing have happened, the credit score have not changed. They just send me a notification and I will check, and it's still like, okay, nothing have happened, it's there, nothing has changed. So those are kind of like soft it, because it's not like you're not doing the check to request for a credit. It's just you that want to know what level you are. So you also want to take note of the add it and the soft it. You don't want the add it like too many jam-packed within a short period of time. And so those are the things that we've done so far that is helping us build our credit score. So I hope these tips will also help you if you have found yourself in a mess of racking up your credit. One good way to, you know, ensure that you're out of the mess is to ensure that you start paying down on your credit, so that your interest reduces and you are also able to, you know, free up yourself to start reducing what you have to pay back. And then they are also making the decision not to use beyond 35% of your credit every month. Thanks for watching. Until we see you in the next video, have a beautiful life. In case you know someone that will benefit from watching this, remember to hit the share button. And in case you liked this video, hit the like button and let me know your thoughts about this video in the comment section. Thanks guys, bye.